Hey, good evening. This is Dennis Dragata with Real America 2010, and this is my 44th video. Now, I wanted to talk to y'all tonight about something that just is weighing heavy on my mind watching these Republican primaries. We're going to talk about taxes, okay? I'm going to tell you what I think about taxes, and then you can give me your feedback because I'm a little confused. Now, I know that if I make $15,000 a year, that there is a tax code for me that indicates that I will pay so much in federal taxes, so much in state taxes, so on and so forth. So let's double that. Let's say that I make $30,000. Now, do you know what happens when I make $30,000 as opposed to $15,000? The tax code indicates that I pay more taxes. Now, if I make $60,000, I'm going to pay even more taxes. And that is a percentage rate. That percentage rate goes up. I'll give you an example. I make $20 an hour. At 40 hours a week, that's $800. There's a specific rate that I'm going to pay. Let's say that I work 20 hours overtime. That 20 hours takes me into a different tax bracket, and I will pay more taxes. Now, obviously, the more money that you make, the more money that you will be able to spend. You'll have nicer things, obviously. And let's say you get into a tax bracket and you're making $80,000 or $90,000 or maybe even $100,000 a year. Well, if you're making that kind of money and you're prudent with your money and you're taking care of business, you can build a house for yourself. That's a wonderful thing. That's the American dream. What happens when you do that is you build a house, you get a little tax break on the interest that you pay for your home. Now, you're going from the short form at $15,000 a year to probably the long form at $80,000, $90,000, or $100,000, maybe even less, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year. And you have some tax benefits. You can do the long form, and you can save some money. All right? Hold that thought just for a minute, because at the other end of the spectrum, if you don't make much money, you actually get a little bonus called earned income credit. I have no problem with that. Those people that get that qualify for that, desperately need that earned income credit. Now you're making $150,000 a year. You've gone to college, and of course, in the United States of America, you're going to come out with a massive debt for the most part once you get out of college, and you're going to struggle to pay that loan back because it's going to be $50,000, $60,000, $80,000, maybe even $100,000 depending on your career. But let's go back to taxes. Now all of a sudden you're making $200,000, $300,000 a year, and lo and behold, your tax rate goes down because of shelters. That's right, they call them shelters. And then what that does is that enables you to hide from paying your fair share of the taxes. Okay. Now, I guess you could call them shelters all up and down. If you know, the flat tax is not a bad idea if everybody gets assessed the same tax, but it won't happen that way. Trust me, it's not going to happen that way. So now we got guys out there like Mitt Romney who are making millions and millions of dollars a year, who pay less money than their secretaries for taxes, who put their money in the Cayman Islands or hide them in Swiss bank accounts, and often don't pay any taxes at all. Now, I find that to be a major problem, and I also see that not many people are willing to even address it. Taxes. Taxes were a benefit to this country because taxes pay for the military. Taxes pay for infrastructure. But taxes also have always helped to take care of those who cannot take care of themselves. Now, Republicans will tell you that those people really don't exist out there, but they really do. There are people who are disabled, who are struggling every month, who literally decide on, should I buy food or should I buy medication? Of course, Mitt Romney and Newt Gingrich, they're not one of them. Now, I understand that President Obama makes plenty of money too, and he's not one of them. He's not struggling to put food on the table, to buy his medication, or put gas in his vehicle. But he would like to change the tax structure so that people who have less, and he said himself that he's willing to pay more, as have many people who are millionaires, are willing to pay more, except the Republican Party. I just think that's wrong. I think that they're morally bankrupt, that they hold this country back from being the great country that it could possibly be. So again, I take you through the numbers. As you progress in your income, you pay more taxes, as long as you're in the middle class. Once you leave, once you depart from the middle class, and you're in the 1%, guess what? You're going to find a way to not pay taxes. You're going to become dishonest. You're going to become the anti-patriot. You're not going to become the type of person that I really want my country to have. So what we need to do is we need to assess a fair tax structure. You know, right now Mitt Romney is talking about he's got money in the Cayman Islands. Apparently he's the chief financial officer for the Cayman Islands. Why is his money there? Why can't he put it in America? I think you can figure that out. He's hiding his money. He doesn't want to pay taxes on it. And we're actually considering putting this guy in the office of the president? Come on. You know, give me a break. That's ridiculous. This guy has no connectivity to the United States of America whatsoever. Now, he may live here. I understand that. He may make lots of money here. But he has no connection to the middle class whatsoever. None. He has no idea what we feel, how we feel, what's going on in our world. When he fills up his tanks of his cars, it doesn't take money away from his food like it does some of us. And while we're on the subject of money, let's talk about minimum wage. I had a discussion with a Republican yesterday who said we need to put everybody that's on welfare in a job. I said, go ahead, try it. The numbers don't match up. There are more people on welfare than there are jobs, very easily. And I said, now, let's take somebody that has a job, $7.25 an hour. Can they afford to fill up their gas tank? Most states have a law that you have to have automobile insurance. Can they afford automobile insurance? They still have to buy the cheap foods that aren't healthy, macaroni and cheese, cheap dollar packs of hot dogs. Now we're talking about healthcare costs. Can they afford to pay their own healthcare? Come on. You know, the math just doesn't match up. When is America going to start to think? There are more of us out there in the middle class that will need Social Security, that may need disability, that may need some sort of assistance than there are the wealthy. And it seems as though the wealthy are having bigger boats, bigger cars, bigger houses, more cars, when the low end of the spectrum in the middle class and the poor, the poverty-stricken, can't afford even the bare essentials in life. So let's have some sort of intellectual and intelligent conversation about how we're going to take care of the people that live in the United States that right now are not able to take care of themselves. Doesn't it say something on the Statue of Liberty about give me your poor and you're tired and you're hungry? What are we going to do with them when we get them? Well, if it was up to Republicans, they'd probably scrape that off the statue. When will we begin the intelligent conversation of how we take care of people? There are many places on the internet where you can go and find out that we theoretically could live longer, we could live healthier, but can we live more prosperous without this assistance? This is Real America 2010. Occupy the minds of Republicans and see if you can't put some sense up there. Have a great day.